Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And this video I've just got the one replay for you, which is a bit of a unique one. And it's called Platoon Plays. And essentially this is going to be a video where I'm platooned up with two of my good friends, Fades and Kingpin. Now this, I say it's a unique video. It's a unique video in the sense of I don't essentially go on to do very much damage. I mean, I have an okay game, but this is going to be more focused up on Kingpin, and I'll show exactly why in a little while. But yeah, I'm not going to spoil it too much. We're just going to sort of crack on with the video. Now, I haven't done the equipment screen, just purely because I can't actually remember what it is I run on this. So but like I say, the video is more just about the platoon play, how we sort of get on. And we're on Maravanka here. Now, immediately we can see that we're getting rushed by two T54 lightweights, which are platooned up. I've got Fades that's come over here. I've also got Kingpin with me at this point. We come over to the forest, and we're going to put some pressure on the forest here because I've always sort of been of an opinion that to sort of win Maravanka, it's always a good idea to push one side or the other, and I usually found that the forest is probably the more easier to push than the other. And reason being because the other's a lot more places for sort of tank destroyers to sort of sit back. Not to say that this side wouldn't have any tank destroyers sitting back, but it's a little bit more open than the other side. The other side sort of got a lot more cover, a lot more dips for tanks to sort of get back into and cover themselves. So we decided to push this side. Now I'm going to come up and try and see if I can potentially get a shot into this light tank. I was trying to get the kill shot on that light tank, but his friend just sort of drives in front and manages to take the shot. Luckily Fades takes out the light tank whilst the other one gets finished off by our friend Ragnarok. Now I've got a 50 TP here. We've also got a T30 and also a Tortoise as well. So bit of a strange, well, bit weird. Personally, I would have thought the T30 would have played the other side, same as the 50 TP. I wasn't really expecting them to be here, but they are, so we've got to try and deal with that threat. And the 50 TP is probably sort of being the most difficult to try and deal with, just because obviously playing hold down, very difficult to shoot the 50 TP hold down. Whereas the T30, I know its cupola is a bit of a weak spot, so I'm gonna sort of focus more on the T30. T30's obviously got sort of quite a deadly gun if it's packing the top gun, which I think has, if I remember rightly, 650 or 700 alpha damage gun. So yeah, we don't want to get hit by it basically. 50 TP can hurt as well, but it's not obviously as high an alpha as the T30. But both his tanks are a little bit of a pain, and sort of now I'm starting to sort of bounce the cupola shots here, and yeah, I'm sort of saying to Fades at this point, I'm not really sure if this is worth sort of continuing, but you know, I've sort of not really thought where the next play is going to be, where we should sort of go to try and impact the game. So yeah, we're just sort of struggling at this point, but we're just going to hold firm for now. Maybe in hindsight, maybe one of us could have pushed. Probably me, maybe, because obviously, you know, Cobra's not really Cobra's not really much of an armoured tank. Neither is this, to be fair, but it's probably got a little bit more mobility. But either way, there's a lot of tanks here. My main point is we possibly have rushed this side. We could push the side. One of us, you know, take a bit of damage. But if we cleared this side out, we could have possibly sort of moved on to getting behind the tanks that have now pushed the 1 and 2 line. This is what I'm talking about with Maravanka is. If you get a bit static, if the sort of play stops, then you kind of get a little bit sort of pincered. And this is the problem we're finding now. And you see Kingpin's gone off to the other side. He's going to actually sort of try and support the other side, keep the eyes, and hopefully help those TDs over there to try and sort of prevent the breakthrough coming. I've sort of moved to another spot now, just because obviously where we were, we wasn't really able to sort of have an effect on the game. Couldn't really shoot the T30 or 50 TP because they were sort of hold down. So we've gone over to the side, and luckily we've caught out this huntsman that we've managed to shut down for our first kill of the game. We're up to 2.8k damage, so not done too bad. We've got 456 assistance. I think Cobra's not been Cobra? Fades, sorry, in his Cobra isn't doing too bad either. He's, again, we're just sort of we're just keeping an eye on things, but then all of a sudden things start to change and we start to then get pushed by this side, and yeah, now we're in sort of a bit of a sticky spot. And this Tortoise has come up, which obviously is not ideal because Tortoise isn't really a tank that you want to be sort of facing off with. Fantastic DPM. I thought I could get a shot into his sort of bottom plate there, but unfortunately I couldn't. Gonna swing my attention to the T30 because I know that guy's a one hit. Obviously high alpha tank. I knew he was a one shot, so I was going to take him out. I wasn't expecting to win this trade off, to be fair, because now the light tank behind me, the AMX60, which has put a few shots into me. So yeah, it kind of all in a bit wrong here. Kingpin sort of come back to try and help out, but obviously, you know, it was too late for us. But him and Cobra, why do I keep saying Cobra? Him and Fade, sorry, are trying to do their best. Kingpin has got out there now, which obviously leaves Fades on his own. There's not really anything more he can do, unfortunately. You know, the tanks that were supporting him have now been sort of taken out. I'm not really sure what the TDs are doing around here. They're sort of just taking their taking their time a little bit, to be honest, and have kind of got themselves out of the fight. Fades has been taken out, and now the game is down to a 4v5. And yeah, unfortunately, it just leaves Kingpin all on his own. And at this point, it's just done just under 1,000 damage, 1,500 assists. And this is where we're going to start to see how important it is to have your light tank still in the game. Now this is really even Stevens, and the only difference really on the red team is that they've still got the 50 TP alive. You know, the rest is their sort of tank destroyers and light tank. Kingpin's just taken out that Japanese TD, sorry. It's taken out the Kari, which just leaves the light tank and the 50 TP and another tank destroyer. Now his biggest threat is obviously that light tank. You know, we're sort of talking on the comms there, sort of know that. Seeing that light tank's got 2 marks, so I've said to him, you know, this guy is, you know, might well be quite capable. You know, marks for me is an indication of how good someone is. Okay, sometimes it doesn't completely tell the full story. You know, you do get people that pay for their marks, but 2 marks to me it says to me that this guy knows what he's doing. Clearly quite capable, and to be fair, we kind of seen that with how he sort of played on the other side, sort of, you know, taking his time to take me out while I was distracted. You know, says to me that this guy's got some skill about him. So I said to Kingpin, just, you know, just be aware of that and just take your time. Don't, you know, make any risky plays or anything like that. And he's doing the right thing now. It's just sort of biding his time, milling about. He does get lit here, but he's keeping these tanks lit. But unfortunately, the enemy team are now sort of closing in, and they've managed to take out our SU-130. Kingpin's trying to see if he can sneak a shot into that light tank there. You know, he is potentially, you know, he could potentially be a one-shot if the AMX1390 rolls high enough. He's definitely a one-shot to the 50 TP and the Tortoise. So it does need to be careful on taking some hits. But he's still in the game. It's 3v3 now, so it's very close. And yeah, he's gonna make his way around now to try and get a different angle, come at a different approach, and potentially get some shots either onto the tortoise. I think as well, trying to sort of find out exactly where the enemy light tank is. Now he does have shots on this 50 TP. It's not the 60 TP. The 50 TP there does manage to get one in, which is going to be handy. Obviously whittling down that heavy tank is going to be sort of good for the team. Z is still quite healthy. He's sort of half hit points at the moment, but now we sort of noticed this. It's sort of in two minds, trying to whether to get shot or try and focus the light tank, or focus his tortoise. Now his tortoise is rushing that tank destroyer there. Rushes a couple of shots in, does get the last shell in, and now he's back on reload. But unfortunately, he was sort of getting focused by that other light tank there, because I think if he had a bit more time, probably could have sort of put his whole clip into that tortoise. Now luckily the waffle does manage to hit the tortoise and put the tortoise down to one shot, but now he's getting rushed by the 50 TP and the light tank, and he's sort of, yeah, this just becomes a little bit of a mad moment. Takes a shot from the AMX 1390, does get one in, and he does bounce the 50 TP and take out the light tank at the same time. That is the biggest bit of luck I have ever seen anybody have there. He's just running for his life, getting on reload, getting away from that 50 TP, and it's now a 2v1, and yeah, he was very, very lucky to survive that engagement there. How he didn't get killed by the 50 TP is just absolutely beyond me. But yeah, done fantastic job of taking out that enemy light tank whilst being put on pressure by that guy and the 50 TP. Now he's put a bit of distance between himself and the 50 TP, but now the 50 TP has kind of gone. He's gone sort of pretty much straight for the waffle there. So yeah, maybe that's just a bit too much distance, but on 6 hit points kind of had to sort of be quite careful. But this 50 TP just doesn't seem to really care and is just gunning for it, and it's now taken out the waffle, which is, yeah, really unfortunate, because now that's a 1v1, and the 50 TP is on just over 800 hit points. So yeah, Kingpin pretty much is dead. Even if this guy was even sort of shot sort of close to him with HE, it'd probably kill him. So the chances aren't really looking very much in Kingpin's favour at this moment in time. So me and Fades are just sort of trying to give some encouragement here, and just tell him, just put some distance between you and the 50 TP, get the bushes in between you, and then when you lose his spot, then you can just sort of try and see. You should be able to outspot the 50 TP, but yeah, so just try and sort of outspot him, and then you can sort of get in a position where you can potentially sort of get some shots off. It's like peekaboo at this moment. Cat and mouse is probably the best terminology for it. So yeah, he's sort of come around, does manage to find the 50 TP again, takes a shot. Now it's gonna get sort of lit here, because obviously it's, no real bushes in front, and I think distance just wasn't enough to sort of keep undetected. So but he's got away with it, and he's gonna again just sort of put distance between himself and the 50 TP. Now the 50 TP just sort of comes out and does outspot him somehow. Again, might just be within sort of the right view range of the 50 TP for Kingpin to be lit up. But again, it's just all about patience. But now the 50 TP is on the cap. Again, Kingpin gets lit, gets exceedingly lucky, but he hits a building there and manages to get away. But if you notice the timer now, down to half a minute. Now, the 50 TP can't cap out. That's now impossible. That's not going to happen. And we've got 20 seconds on the clock. Kingpin is on a reload, and at this point, he's going to get the reload in before the clock runs out. But can he get the shots in? Gets one shot in. Is he going to get the second? He does get the shot in with 5 seconds to spare. So that was a real tight game there, and fair play to Kingpin, done a real good job of finishing that guy off. He come top of the board there. We come in third somehow. Not really sure how, because we sort of got sort of midway through. Credit to the waffle as well, sort of a fair bit of damage in there, but yeah, big up credit to Kingpin there for sort of carrying that game. Done a really good job. Made it tight to the wire. But anyway, guys, that is it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. It was something a little bit different this time round. And yeah, credit to Fades and Kingpin for their good support in that platoon. And as always, guys, I'll catch you next time.